Let's say for this effect, I hand the pack over to the participant and they can give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the deck, they would hand it back to me and I would go through and take out two prediction cards. So there's my first prediction, and let's say this is my second prediction. I'm going to make one more prediction, but it's going to be with a different deck here. So this is my prediction card, and before I put it in the box, I can show you nothing in the box. Prediction card goes in, and we will leave it right here. So the two prediction cards I took out are the Six of Diamonds and the Nine of Clubs. I would have the participant name out loud a number, let's say between 1 and 10. Let's say they name 6. And if the participant wanted, they could deal 6 cards, or I could. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just so you can see, very fair. We would place in one of the cards face up and the rest of the cards on top. And let's go with one more number because we have one more prediction. Let's say they name 5. And once again, let's say the participant wants to deal this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They put the 9 in face up and the rest on top. So what we're going to do is take out the two prediction cards, but it's going to have the face down card on top of it. So keep in mind, deck was shuffled. I made a couple of predictions. You could have named two numbers. We dealt to those numbers and we landed here. The two cards we landed on are the Six of Hearts and the Nine of Spades. A perfect match. But wait, you actually chose two numbers. You chose 6 and you chose 5. Because we've been dealing from the top for a while, let's actually deal from the bottom. And the participant can take the deck, and what we're going to do is add those two numbers together. 6 and 5 come out to 11. Let's deal 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The King of Hearts. I made a prediction in the box at the beginning. And this just so happens to be the King of Hearts as well. That is today's effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Before I get into the tutorial, however, the two decks I'm using are the following. This deck right here is the Red Harry Potter. I have a deck review on this. I will link it in the description. This deck, however, is the Black Scorpion deck. I do not have a deck review on this, but I will actually be reviewing this at the very end of all of the deck reviews, and I will explain in that deck review video why I saved this for last. So here is what you're going to need for this effect. You don't need a full deck per se, but for example, let's say you know that you don't have the Six of Hearts, but you do have the Six of Diamonds. Just take out the Six of Diamonds, just because you could actually have to use the Six of Diamonds for one of the predictions. If you don't have the other 6, you're not really going to be able to predict it. But I will show you an easy way to get around that. So you can hand the pack over to the participant and they're gonna shuffle it up. The great thing about this effect is you don't even have to do the last part where you add the two numbers together and then you deal to that prediction. You could just do the first part. Once the cards are shuffled, you're going to take them back and you're going to do everything like this so the participant doesn't see anything. But in this case, your two predictions are going to be the following: the top card and the bottom card. Now, the bottom card we see is the two of diamonds. If you don't have the two of hearts, okay, but you do have the two of diamonds, what I would suggest doing is giving the deck another cut or another mix, okay? And you're going to come to another pair of cards. So you don't need a full deck per se, but you do need the soulmates, which I will link in the description if you're not too sure what soulmates are. So in this case, you're going to go to the top and bottom card, and you're going to put these predictions face down. Okay, now I'm doing it this way for video, but obviously they wouldn't see this, because then they would immediately spot how you would do it. So you're going to take out the top and bottom card soulmate, and if you want, you could predict the second to bottom card as a prediction, the Jack of Diamonds. So I'm going to go in this deck, and I'm going to take out the Jack. You could write it on a piece of paper, or you could possibly mind read. So before you add those two numbers together, you can go ahead and, read the deck and put together the Jack of Diamonds. Just don't come right out and say Jack. Say, I sense a Jack, it's red, it's a diamond, but do it better than that. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll put the Jack in the box, and that goes away. In my next video, I'm going to show you how you can do this with a four of a kind, and I'm even going to show you how you could do this with a selection with the four of a kind, or you don't need a four of a kind. One thing, however, when you're taking out these two cards, is you want to just remember the bottom card. So in this case, a black king, meaning when I turn these two predictions face up, the card I put in first is going to be the black king, because these are going to go face to face. So they're going to name a number, and the thing with this number is the first number you name, okay, you don't want the second one to be bigger than the number. So for example, if you name number 40, you deal 40 cards, you put the king in, and you put the rest on top, okay? If they name another number, let's say 50, well, you're actually gonna mess up this king, okay? So you don't want to do that, because if they name 40, you have these together, they name 50. When you start dealing, you're going to have to deal past these two cards, and that's actually going to switch the order around. I hope this makes sense, but if you try it, you'll actually see what I mean. So let's say the first number they name is number 5, and it doesn't matter who deals. So from the top, which is going to be for that second card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the king goes face up, and the rest goes on top. The second card, they can name the same number or a different one, and if it's a small number, a bigger number in this case isn't gonna hurt. But of course, you don't want 48, because good chance you'll have to go past the king. So just try to keep that in mind. Let's say they want 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the 6 face up, and the rest on top. So now when you spread out this pack, you're going to want to take out the predictions, but you're going to want the card face down on top of it. And also keep in mind that you don't want to be moving cards around when you're taking out these cards. You want to keep them in the order in case you do that very last prediction. Now, if you don't do that last prediction, you don't have to worry. But if you do that last prediction, try to keep them in order. Now you can explain whatever you would like, and now they are gonna match. And this is good because now you could go into a sandwich effect, or if you would like, you could go into a four of a kind effect. Well, let's say you took it a step further. You can ask them any reason you chose, 2 5s. It doesn't matter the reason, but now from the face of the deck here, or the bottom, you're gonna deal. That's why I said we've been dealing from the top for so long, let's try the bottom. And now when you actually add those numbers together and you deal up to 10, you get the Jack of Diamonds, and then you can reveal in the box as well the Jack of Diamonds. And that is the effect. So I hope you really enjoyed this one. Make sure you stick around for my next video where I'm going to be breaking down this effect a little more and showing you other ideas I've played around with that you can actually do with this effect. So yeah, I hope you like this. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with that video. Bye.